Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I told you guys I was gonna do a story time, so this is me keeping my word, doing what I said I was going to do. Today we have a first time story time on my channel. A first time story time on my channel, so tune in. Go get your juice, your water, your soda, whatever your beverage of choice is, because we're gonna be here for a little bit, okay? I'm going to be talking about why I decided to become a stay-at-home mama, a stay-at-home madre, a stay-at-home. Okay, let me get to the point, right? So when I first had my daughter, I was still living in New York City. I was working for Department of Corrections, and I had her in like a home daycare with this Spanish woman that I absolutely adored. I went to work every day. I was completely comfortable dropping her off. She just went to the lady, no problem, no crying. She lifted her little arms up every time. It was just a good situation. Then I moved over to Philadelphia. Now obviously I was sad because I had to find another daycare. I found another daycare that my husband used to put my stepdaughter in. It was a black woman. It was also an at-home daycare. It was fine, but it was fine, but you know, I had my feelings about it because one, I'm in a new city, and then two, like, you know, it was hard sitting next to somebody else and like seeing her cry, but I felt like that's normal because, you know, it's something new. The drawing point for me was when I went to go pick her up early and I wasn't expected, and she was playing in the back with like this guy. So it was a in-home daycare, as I said, and it was all women. She had her husband there who helped with like the transportation because they would pick kids up and stuff, and then she had like a younger guy who did the trash. And when I came in, she was in the back playing with that guy while all of the women were sitting up in the living room. So when they see me, they kind of like, you know, that was a little surprise. Now I'm a little bothered because I'm like, why is nobody like watching her? You know what I mean? So I went home and I told my husband, thank God for my husband because he's always been really supportive throughout my decisions. But I told my husband, I don't feel comfortable sending her back to that daycare and I'm not gonna go to work. So I sent an email to my supervisor and I kind of just told her the situation, and that was pretty much it. Like, I took her out. At the time I was pregnant with my son, so it was cool. Like it worked out because, you know, I was able to stay at home and enjoy my pregnancy as well as being home with my baby. Now I was working in a men's prison, so I done seen some things. I was raised by a single mother. I have my thing with men, you know what I mean? So like the second that I feel like something is wrong with my children, that's it. I don't take chances, I don't play games, because my thing is if something happened to my child, it cannot be undone. Fast forward, I had my son. I ended up going back to work and I found a daycare right up the block from my apartment. Now this daycare, I loved it. It was like a actual daycare center. They had uniform for kids 2 and up. We had to buy them school supplies. They talked about giving homework, blah blah blah. I liked it. When I first got the tour, the woman was really nice there. It was like all black women, no men, so you know, everything fine. Then I noticed my son would not sleep. Like, me and my husband, we both had morning shifts, and like, no exaggeration, my son would not go to sleep until I was taking him back to daycare. Like, me and my husband was literally taking turns throughout the night for sleep, and it was not working for me. Like, and I didn't understand it because, you know, the days he went to daycare, I would pick him up from daycare. He would take his mini nap when we got in the car and we got to the apartment. I would make sure he stayed up because obviously I'm picking him up at like 6 o'clock. I need him to stay up so he could be asleep by like 9 o'clock. I need him on the schedule, and he just was not going to sleep, like no matter what I did. So what I'm thinking is, okay, they're having him sleep throughout the whole time he's in daycare. So I went to the daycare and I said to the lady, like, excuse me, can you like try to keep him up more throughout the day? Like, I don't really know exactly what's going on, but he's not sleeping at night and it's not really making any sense to me. And she's like, okay, no problem. See, my thing is, if you're like working in a daycare and you're working with babies, you're supposed to be helping them with like their motor skills. He should be crawling around, like doing all of that stuff. Why are you just keeping him in a situation where he's just sleeping so it's easier for you? Weekends I did not have this issue, so I know it was this Monday through Friday thing. But that was beyond the point. That wasn't my breaking point, rather. I used to pick my daughter up, and she used to always be like crying, like she did not like that daycare. At this time, my daughter's like 2-3 years old. Now I get the initial cries, you know, that, what's it called, separation anxiety, but after a while, you know, they get accustomed, they get comfortable to being at the daycare. My daughter was there for a couple months, and she still wasn't happy. Like every time I dropped her off, so you know how you get your little mommy tingling feeling, that gut feeling, like I just wasn't feeling good about it. And I told my husband again, I said, babe, we're gonna have to be a one income household, because I just don't feel comfortable. Like I feel like something is going wrong, and I don't want to chance it. Like I feel so much more comfortable if I could just stay home with the kids. So on top of the fact that they were like rude, like, you know, after a while, once they were in there, even my husband would say, like, if he dropped them off or whatever, like they was just nasty. Now I don't think that you should be a nasty person working with children. That's just my personal opinion. Like, it's one thing to have a job that you don't really care about, working in a grocery store. Okay, whatever, forget to rotate the milk, cool. But you're working with kids, like I think you should be a little bit more pleasant. If you don't like kids, don't work with kids. And that's what happened, and honestly, I have never looked back. Okay, totally lying, totally thought about it some days, like, oh man, I should have just had them stick it out. When it comes to my children, I do not play. Like, I don't take chances with them. Like, you know, maybe it'll be better, or maybe it'll be this, because if something happens to my children, it's on me. Like, it's no going back from that. And then to go back to the video about stay-at-home moms, and you know how it's not like a career choice, and because people have even said to me, you know, basically I'm stopping my life because I'm a stay-at-home mom. And I won't lie, I definitely felt that way before. You know, you kind of feel stagnant, like you're just home with your children all day. But I had to learn, my children is very important. They're probably like the biggest job that why can't I speak? They're like the biggest job that God will give me. Like, you know, they're blessings from him. Like, he chose me as their mother. He chose me to take care of them by any means. So that's what I do. That's my pride and joy. Like, I take motherhood very seriously. And honestly, I was never scared with the decision of, you know, becoming a stay-at-home mom and depending solely on my husband, because I know at the end of the day, God is in charge, and he wouldn't put anything on us we couldn't handle, and that he was gonna work everything out regardless of what that may have looked like. One thing I will say about myself, like, I was raised with the trust of Jesus Christ, and I have that much faith. My decision was my decision because it's my decision, and it's my kids, and it's my life. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys enjoyed this story time. I hope I didn't talk for too long. I hope y'all stayed throughout this whole video to really understand the whole why I decided to become a stay-at-home mom, because unless you watched it from beginning to end, you won't get it all. Do you understand me? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to tell a friend, to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Whoa. So I will see you guys in the next video. I really don't know how people just wear wigs all day long, especially in the summertime. This thing is hot, like hot. Oh my gosh. Woo. Maybe it's because I didn't install it right. I want to try to see my hair because I washed it, y'all.